Hi, we enjoy coming into your living rooms and showing you all around Maryland and parts of Pennsylvania. Anywhere where you find Armstrong cable, that's where we want to be. And today we're visiting WHGM in Havre de Grace. And today you're on location. Well, Justin Mallow, thank you for being with us here today on our first offering of On Location.
I'm honored to be the first guest.
I mean, as you should be.
I should be the first guest.
Yeah, I hear you should.
Didn't you bring red carpet for me to walk out to my studio and
No,
stuff?
but we have a limousine out.
Thank you. That works.
Completely loaded with, I don't know what it's loaded with, but there are some lovely hostesses.
Thank you.
Which will drive you all over Havre de Grace.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Restaurant.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't mention it before. So anyway, when we were thinking of doing this show and we were going to be on location,
Sure.
we thought that, a lot of people, they just listen to their, every day they turn on the radio and they listen to the radio and they go, yeah, that's the radio, okay. But they don't know, they've never been in a radio, they've never met a real live radio DJ, and all that stuff. So we thought we'd bring them inside one.
Cool.
So why don't we do something real simple right now? Maybe you can do show and tell, you can just point as to what some of these things are we're looking at.
Oh, sure. So this is what I look at every morning when I come on in here. And right after me, John Tesh is on, he's about to speak in a little bit. And so there's music playing right now. I can put it on for a second. I don't want to mess up your production or anything.
Okay, that's enough.
So we got some music we could play, and then if I want to hear something before it goes on, you could put it in preview mode, and then you can hear little things and test it out. Like here's a little teaser for my show. If I want to hear a sound effect, if I want to hear,
and it's all on computer.
It's all on computer and stuff. So this way I can load in the system. It won't skip. It won't fail on you. It's reliable. Which is so nice. So background beds.
Oh yeah.
If I have a big announcement or something big, I have this 2001 Space Odyssey.
That's always good.
It's always classic to have. And the little hotkeys and buttons for people to listen to. If someone passed away, funeral, again, married, wedding, basic sound effects we try to do to make it sound more lively in the morning. Homer Simpson, you never know what you're going to need in the morning. So you can kind of see the music and commercials that are coming up, and this way you can kind of tease what to listen for and what's coming up. So it's kind of nice being...
Well, what the people missed before the camera started to roll was that I walked in here, and I'm proud to say that I helped Marconi with the invention of radio. And my story is, you remember who Ted Baxter was on the Mary Tyler Moore Show?
I'll say sure.
He was this great big, blustering guy, and he'd say things like, well, it all started on a small 25,000, 250 watt radio station. To talk about his radio broadcasting career, and with me it all started on a 50,000 watt FM station in Buffalo, New York, where because we were the first rocker in Buffalo, New York, we had a bigger audience actually in Toronto than we did in Buffalo.
Yeah.
And I brought that up simply because in my world, a radio station has to have turntables. There are no turntables.
Turntables.
Where are my turntables?
The turntables can be gone.
There are no cartridge machines here.
Carts are not reliable.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, but back in the day, boy, if you had a record that was on a cart, that was state of the art.
That was top notch.
But here you could fall asleep all day and this thing will play for you.
It's easy to do. You just put in a song. It's easy to take a request for a song. You could throw it in the music log. It's really nice to have the technology updated instead of splice everything. Yes, I've seen it on the History Channel.
In the Smithsonian.
Yeah, the History Channel had a big special on it. I saw.
You did. Well, how long have you been here at Smash Hits?
Now 2 years. Just my 2-year anniversary a week or so ago. So flew by. It's crazy. It's been 2 years like that. So
and I'll tell you, we can talk about the format of the station, and I'm sure many listeners or viewers know all about it. But one of the things that just I had to laugh in a good way, was that you have four frequencies.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, one isn't enough for you guys.
Yeah. Some people think it's
four.
it's 4 different stations. No, it's
no,
one
it's not.
great station on 4 different frequencies.
Yeah.
You can carry us wherever you go throughout the
it's
state.
like you don't have a station, you have a network, is what you have.
We're building a network here,
You're
the Smash
building a
Hits Network. Exactly, that's what we're trying to do. So, and plus you can go online to our website, smashhits.fm. You can stream it around the world.
And who's the genius who got that one? Smashhits.fm. That is a beautiful thing.
Since you said genius, I'm going to take credit for that, of
You
course.
came
I'm
up
going
with
to take
that?
credit, but yeah.
Oh.
I'm just going to take credit for it, Ken. I'm not
Okay,
the one
all right,
behind
okay,
that,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
That was the higher ups that came up with that, so.
You know, in broadcasting, if they don't pay with money, they pay with a title or they pay with kudos. So
Yeah, exactly.
if
You know
can
how it goes.
steal that,
You understand.
I understand. I understand. You're preaching to the choir here.
Awesome.
So what's your favorite frequency?
I mean, there's a bunch of them. Probably the 107.5, I would say, is my favorite one because that's such a strong frequency. It's our Bel Air
Yeah, Bel Air.
frequency.
Yeah,
So it's on the Bel Air water tower on Main Street. People can see it. It's really nice.
I know they have tours there in the town. And
Yeah,
they say,
yeah.
There's the Smash
And
Hits
there it is.
Hits
People
Center."
with their cameras. They take photos. It's a big thing to go take a look at. It's a tourist attraction.
Yeah, that's the one I listen to because it sneaks across the Mason-Dixon line into Pennsylvania. And,
It gets all the way to the Baltimore area. I mean, it travels
get
far.
around.
So the 107.5 is a big signal. Then we got the 104.7 FM with Havre de Grace. Then if you continue on towards like Delaware area,
Yeah.
Chesapeake City, Elkton, we have the 100.5 signal that
But
way.
now your AM station at 1330.
And
when
with
that's
AM
all-
station.
When you wind the gerbils up on that treadmill and they start going, that covers what? Way up to almost Harrisburg. and
Harrisburg,
down
all
to
the way
Baltimore.
to past Baltimore. I mean, almost to DC. It reaches as far that AM station. It's crazy how far into Jersey, past Delaware. Like the AM reaches far when it's full power and ready to go. So people still tune into the AM station. So we keep it on there for those that have that on the radio.
You keep that on AM for the senior citizens?
Not there, just senior citizens that use the AM station.
I know.
People on farms and stuff, I guess.
I know.
You
I know.
get me in trouble with everyone, Ken.
You got all the rural areas out here, and the cows listening to it.
We entertain all here at
Yeah,
Smash
I
Hits.
know. You got that. You all got all that covered. So you live what? You live in Cecil County?
Cecil County.
Don't give us the address. 'cause
Okay.
We don't want all the women rushing around all at one time. So how's it been? Rumor has it that you're a mountaineer.
I am a mountaineer.
Yeah,
I went to
so-
West Virginia University at my
Yeah,
college. That's where I
yeah.
started radio on the college
yeah,
station. I did news on that station, and then went to the only rock station in that area. And from Morgantown, there's only one rock station, WCLG. And so I did a weekend show on there. And when I was doing that, I figured no one was listening, thinking people were getting ready for The Simpsons and getting ready for work and school. And I was like, I'll just goof around, do my own thing. And then they found out they got ratings. Like the first time ever, it was higher Sunday night for me than it was on Saturday or Friday night. And they had like double checked the numbers. And like more people were tuning in to listen to me goof around than they were on a Friday night, which has never happened before. And
So you had a higher rating than the prayer services on Sunday night. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
all day Sunday, all day Friday night when all the music's happening, and Saturday night. So it was a big deal. And then it was fun that being moving here, when I went looking around for a place to live, the block where I live on, someone has a big West Virginia University Mountaineers flag hanging
that's why you
outside.
moved in over there.
And I was like, oh my God, home sweet home. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, so you're just ignoring the fact that the Terps are big here and the Blue Hens are.
I got no problem with
Delaware.
Terps. If you're a Pitt fan, we might have some words. Other than that, I'm okay with you. So.
Okay, yeah. So let's see, what else is going on here? You've got, you're on the air from 6 until 10, and then comes John Tesh.
Mr. John Tesh is
Who
on.
teaches you everything you didn't want to know or you did want to know and you couldn't find out, and education for your life, and so you're listening to the hits and you're learning things at the same time.
I make you the dumbest person in the room. John Tesh makes you the smartest person
Is
in
that
the
way it
room.
works?
So that's the way it
I know
works.
you have the dumb criminals on your show.
Yeah, the malice morons. Everyone likes to hear that story.
yeah.
You feel good about yourself
Yeah,
with
you
it.
do, because you figure you don't want to rob a bank by giving the teller a calling card. Say, this is my name. I'm John. I'm John Smith here.
Exactly. I'm going to sit down here.
To any John Smiths who are dealing right now, but yeah,
There's crazy stories that
you can't believe some of this stuff.
No, and that's what we're here to make people feel good about themselves. That's what the show's about.
Just like the story you had. It's not the criminal story, but just like the story you had on air this morning, as we're taping this, about the guy who's proposing to his wife to be, and his little boy is in the background dancing around and also relieving himself.
I guess when nature calls,
well,
that's how it was. Poor kids peeing behind him, and I'm like, don't people leave the kids at home when you get engaged and stuff? And like, unless you have like a little kid with a little ring on the pillow you bring to the girl, but the kid's just running around like playing in the background. Kid, go get a babysitter or something while you do this. And you get into peeing behind them, and now it's gone viral and everyone's talking about it. And
when you're done with John, when you're done with the wonderful Mr. Tesh from his mountaintop studios, wherever he is, what do you have on the
Steve Rouse comes on, who of
Yeah,
course
we've got to talk about this guy.
We'll talk about Steve Rouse. Everyone loves Steve.
Well, how long has he been in Baltimore area?
He's a legend in the area.
Well, yeah.
100%. And so he's actually the guy I took over for when I got hired here. I didn't know, I just heard I was taking over for someone. I didn't really know who was here before. And then I found it was Steve Rouse, and I found he has this big following, and people become very loyal to their morning shows in the morning. That's who you wake up with, and you become their friend, and all of a sudden I took over for him. So people weren't happy at first. People finally loosened up and accepted and liked my show, but at first people were a little hurt, which you'd understand.
Every radio and TV market has to have one or two of these guys who are like the legends, the icons, and people get down there, yes, sir.
And so to take over for them is a little much. So I was like, all right, that's a big task.
Well, that can be a blessing or a curse, taking over for a radio legend.
Yeah.
I had that opportunity once, but that's why I went from radio into public school education.
Okay.
That's
what got you out of there.
Give you a clue how well that went over.
Well, luckily people seem to like my brand of humor and listening to my little stories, and I've been catching on, but excited to have Steve Rouse back. So then he left the station for a while, and then he just came back with us. So he's on in the afternoons, help everyone. The Ride Home with Rouse goes on from 3 to 7. And then Annie B follows him, and she finishes up the night from 7 to midnight.
And then you just had music all night.
And then it's music right now, and then we're working on having people filling in and different part-timers and stuff. So as of right now, but who knows, by the time this airs, we might have someone on there. You never know in radio.
One of the things I want to mention is we talked about the FM frequencies that are just, in Elkton, or serving Elkton, of course, Bel Air, and here in Havre de Grace you have the FM frequencies, but the big guy, the 1330 signal, you're getting a brand new transmitter, I guess.
Yeah, any day now it's going to be here, and
that,
it'll take us right back to where we were a couple weeks ago. So
and that transmitter there will really cover. I mean, some of the people who are viewing this right now up toward
it's probably on right now.
Up toward Philadelphia, even where our Armstrong footprint is for our cable services for Armstrong. They would even be able to hear this station.
It reaches far.
Your station just fits in really nicely into the Armstrong footprint.
And then, of course, online people could take it. Go to smashhits.fm, so people want to listen to us. If you're viewing in a place where you can't actually get us, you can travel us wherever you are in the world. Just go online, and people keep saying, oh, you don't have an app for your phone, so you don't need one. You have access to the internet on your phone. Pull up your browser, smashhits.fm, click listen live. And you can take Mel in the morning wherever you go.
Cell phone, you can listen everywhere.
Yeah, it's like the transistor radio. Now you can take it wherever you go.
I know. See, you brought up something else. We could talk about my old 6 transistor radio, but I'm not going to bore you. Kids are saying, "What? What's a transistor?" No. This old guy's talking to the radio announcer now, and he wants to talk about transistor radios. In this area. You live in Cecil County, so I think I know what the answer is going to be, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Do you have any special foods in this area that are native to Maryland?
I like the seasoning that Old Bay uses.
Oh, you like Old Bay?
I like Old Bay on my fries and stuff. I like Old Bay seasoning. That's kind of much most local thing that I tried. Is the biggest thing in the area. I'm trying to think. I know they, during the first Fridays events, they always have new food to try. I'm such a picky eater, Ken, that I'm one of those people that just wants, like Willy Wonka had. If you remember, like in the 1970s, had food in a pill. And
food in the pill, yeah.
I can't believe that, like, you have to stop your day every couple hours to eat, and then you have to do it again. And every day, multiple times a day. I don't want to have to stop my day to do it. So I'm not a foodie by any sense of the matter.
You're scoring such big points with all the restaurateurs and have it a grace.
Well, I'm running for president 2020. I'm here to announce that. And
You're running for
yes,
president 2020.
yes. So my slogan will be, "You'll see clearly with Justin in 2020." And what I'm doing is turning food into a pill. I'm getting rid of all lunch breaks, and you have Fridays off. How great is that, Ken?
Well, listen, if you're getting rid of lunch breaks, but giving everybody Friday off. Okay.
There you go. Pop a little pill, move on, continue your day, and Friday's off.
Have you declared which party you're running on, or is it just?
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
Yeah, it's a secret.
Okay. Well, that's good.
If I could be in charge, that's what I would do. I can't believe that all this stuff in a pill, but they have Viagra, but yet we don't have food in the pills. So hopefully one day someone can come up with something like this. But until then, I have to do the food thing to eat. So yeah, I'm not a foodie. So in fact, at my previous radio station, I used to tell the listeners a different food item every day that I don't like, and they would go to the website, type that food in, and get points and stuff. So I sat down and literally counted every single thing I eat. And if you think about that, it's kind of tough to do. You know, so grapes, apples, watermelons, 3. Broccoli. I sat down, the entire list, fruits, vegetables, all in all, it's like 34 items, Ken. It's so nothing, and and that's stretching it. So
what do you do with Thanksgiving?
Stuffing, maybe a little turkey, some mashed potatoes.
So your plate is stuffing and mashed potatoes.
I'm a big carb guy. Yeah, I'm on the all-carb diet pretty much.
Oh, well, you're not going to like Dr. Adkins.
No. That doc and I don't get along too well.
Wow.
So I don't know why why we have to stop and continue to eat every couple hours, but.
It's interesting you said Old Bay, because I have this great idea for Old Bay, for a TV commercial for Old Bay.
Oh.
It would be done like an old science fiction movie from the 1950s. It would be grainy, real grainy film, and there'd be these scientists out at the Aberdeen Proving Grounds, and they're saying, this giant crab just came out of the bay, and it's attacking downtown Baltimore. And you see this giant crab coming out of the bay, and they say, prepare the rocket for launch. And they had this rocket ready for launch at the Aberdeen Proving Grounds. And in the nose cone, it's packed with Old Bay.
I like it.
And they shoot it up into the air. They hit the crab. It blows up, and the people in Baltimore eat crab for the next month.
I love it.
It's just an amazing commercial.
It's a great idea.
And if they like the idea, they can contact me here at Armstrong Cable, and I'll give them the rights to it.
Exactly, and I get a little fee for that too.
Because to quote David Letterman, there's no opposition to the genius.
Exactly, and they catch it through my segment. I get a little piece of that too,
That's
Ken.
right.
So
That's right.
Exactly. Hopefully, someone catches on to that.
That's right. Okay. All right, you're here. I know you're going to say the Mountaineers for your favorite sporting team. About here, what any local teams you really like?
Yeah, I like to,
people get to know you.
Sure, because I grew up in West Virginia. That's where my parents live.
Yeah.
They're from Long Island, but I grew up in West Virginia, so the Mountaineers of our team. And the closest pro team that I grew up with was, I know, the Steelers, because that's the closest team in Baltimore.
Please.
You don't say the yes word. So now that I moved here, I'm not that big of a football fan, so I can easily be now a Ravens fan. So now I become a Ravens fan.
Right.
I do like the Orioles. It bothers me that this Oriole bird, I found out, doesn't have a name, Ken. I moved here. It's just called the Oriole bird. Not John the Oriole bird or Oliver or, any type, anything, comma, the Oriole bird.
He needs a name.
Something, Old Bay, the Oriole bird, something. The bird should be named, They can still keep the typical the Oriole bird, but I see this poor bird, he's got that little smirk on his face, and I go, I don't know why you're happy. You don't have a name, my friend. It upsets me.
The Ironbirds, their mascot. Name,
what's his name?
Ferris.
Ferris?
Because it's the Ironbirds.
Okay.
The chemical name for iron.
And the Raven actually has a name. I believe he's Edgar.
Edgar Allan or Poe.
One of those. How come the Oriole bird can't have a name, this pool bird?
We'll have to find out.
I'm going to work on getting this bird a name.
I'm glad we're asking the big questions here.
Yeah.
See, because people said you're going to do a cable talk show. I said, are you going to be asking the big questions? Yes. The big question is, why doesn't the Oriole bird have
What is going on?
name?
I talk to everyone, they go, I don't know how come he doesn't have a name. I go, why can't we give this bird a name?
So it's this show and Smash Hits that can bring this, we can bring
this
it
bird.
together.
Yeah, come on. We should get everyone together and rally up and get this Oriole bird a name.
And who
it's
says
time.
that deep thinking doesn't happen during a radio show? It's always.
It's all the knowledge they can get in the morning with me. Yeah.
How about a cultural venue? Is there some place where that oozes of culture that you like in this area?
I don't know if culture's the right word. They put up a dog park, which I like. I have a dog, as we talked about earlier, so I like going there with him and kind of, it's cheap, you get to see the locals, and I get to drain the energy of the dog, so that's kind of nice. As far as cultures, yeah, I like the malls and stuff I've been to. I think it's more the boardwalk by the bay, which is a nice area to walk around, just to be by the water. I kind of like in general to see it. Yeah.
Well, then I was going to ask you what's your favorite fun attraction, but maybe it's the dog park.
It could be the dog park,
Maybe
you
it's the
know.
dog park.
As long as people know if their dog is nice to bring them, if the dog is not nice, to leave them at home. Some people don't know that, and so.
But you did say you're a single guy. Maybe it's a good place to meet women who are single and have dogs.
Exactly, you know.
could-
We usually just pay attention to the dog and move on, so it's kind of the case, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure you just pay attention to that.
Yeah, they just pay attention to the Charlie Murphy, and then that's it. And then they move on from it, you know.
Do you have a favorite area roadway? Roadways are always fun. Do you have a special area roadway that you like to drive on?
Favorite
or
area
that get you really
roadway.
aggravated?
That gets me aggravated.
Yeah.
The Hayden Bridge can get me aggravated.
Oh.
First of all, I don't see many bikers now on the bridge, but they opened it up like a year or two ago to having people ride their bikes. There's no bike lane, and my luck, I'm going to hit someone with the car, so that's why I don't want it, because I don't have too good a luck, and I don't want to hit someone with my car. I don't need that on my conscience. So, you know, the Hayden Bridge makes me a little crazy that way. I do like riding on the Conowingo Dam. That's kind of nice to see the water. You get to see the level of the water
Well,
to
I
make
know
sure it
why
doesn't
you like to
flood.
drive across the Conowingo Dam. I
Yes.
know the real reason.
Yes.
It's free.
Exactly.
That's it.
And
It's not $8.
And if it's free for me, I'll take 3, Ken.
That's right. That's exactly why.
Yeah, these tolls get a little nuts, but I guess they do a nice job with the road. So.
Oh yeah, what's this? What's your favorite area cable TV company?
Armstrong.
Oh,
duh.
Armstrong.
Duh.
Imagine that.
Duh,
I don't know how
please.
that happened. I don't know how
Duh.
that happened. How did that get in that script? I
That,
have
of
no
course,
idea.
Ken, is an easy one. That is easy to do.
Well, I know radio's your life. Do you like anything on TV these days?
I'm big, yeah, I watch a lot of TVs. Well, I like the cartoon Sunday nights, The Simpsons, Family Guy, stuff like that.
Yeah, you seem to be a Simpson guy.
Go on Gotham, on the Fox, I like Gotham, Empire's great shows. I watch all the geeky shows, Arrow, The Flash, Legend of Tomorrow, like this comic book type stuff. I watch a lot of TV shows, and plus I watch to comment for stuff to talk about on here to goof on. You know, they had Running Wild with Bear Grylls on, and they take these people on and these celebrities for 2 days into nature, and they just kind of eat whatever they feed. You know, I told you about my food thing. I take the cheese off my pizza. They go in the wilderness and eat the brains off of dead.
How
You
can
know,
you watch that show?
it blows my mind
How
when I
can you
take a
watch
look at
it?
it. Even when I watch these Hell's Kitchen or any of these cooking shows, all this food.
You're Mr. Sensitive Stomach. And these people are eating the brains out of
I
something.
can't believe
else.
I'd be like, I'll just eat the grass here. That's why I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be caught on that show at all. I would not do well with Bear Grylls on that show. I'd be like, I brought my own cheeseless pizza, Bear. Okay, I'm gonna eat this in Triscuits, and that's gonna be it.
Well, there's another guy on CNN. Is it Anthony Bourdain? Is that his name? And he just goes to all these foreign countries eating the interesting cuisine of all these foreign
Blows
countries.
my mind.
Yeah,
It blows my mind how someone could do something like that.
Any movies lately that you've enjoyed seeing?
Let me see, what movie? I caught up on some movies because I've just binge watching TV shows. So that's what I was kind of doing. And I did watch the new space thing, Lost in Space I watched.
Oh, yes. I'll tell you. They finally did that show right.
They did a nice job with it, yeah.
Do you remember a number of years ago they had the movie version of Lost in Space?
I remember hearing about it, I didn't
Joey
see.
from Friends, whatever his name
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, he was in it.
Matt
And they-
LeBlanc.
Matt, yeah. And they didn't do a good job, but this current rendering of Lost in Space on Netflix, it is Netflix, yeah, they did a nice job. They
It
did a
was
nice
great.
job with that.
Daredevil's great on there. The Punisher was great on. House of Cards is so good on that show. Not riding cars, comedians in cars getting coffee I like to watch. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Everyone's going to see.
See, I'd ask you about local restaurants too, but you don't eat.
I know. I told the pizza place, don't get insulted, man. I take the cheese off everything,
Well,
so.
can't they give it to you cheaper? You say, I want a large piece of dough, baked, but nothing on it.
Isn't it ridiculous? I should pay full price
Why should
when
you
I
pay
save them
when
all
you're
the
paying
money
for
for
the
the
cheese?
cheese. It's ridiculous. Actually, I went to Japan last year,
Yeah.
and it was so tough for me to find food in Japan. Again, I was beside myself. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was so scared to be over there, and I'm walking around and we saw a pizza place. I'm like, okay, hopefully there's okay
Yeah.
pizza. I walk by, and they had the pizza that I like. It was called marinara pizza, and it was just sauce on bread, which is what I like because I take the
So they had
cheese
the
off.
Justin Mallow special.
They had the
but
Justin
you had to
Mallow
go to-
special there. I had to go to Japan to get
So a
it.
local
So
pizzeria can't have the Justin Mallow special?
no, I don't know if you can call it the Plain Jane or the Plain Justin
the Plain
something.
Justin.
Yeah, call it the Plain Justin and have just the cheese pizza. It's not for the goopy cheese, Ken. It's obnoxious to put all the cheese on pizza. And believe me, everyone else enjoys it. I know I'm alone with it.
And now we come to the philosophical part of the program, the serious part.
Yes.
So stop being. Why do you like being on the air? What is it about being on the air that really gets to you? That really gets you going? What is it? Why do you like being on the air?
I like to be able to connect with people. I think I live a unique life and have a kind of a unique way of take on different things and looking at it. And by expressing on the air, I think it's a different way for people to kind of forget about their lives. My idea for the show is to forget about any stress or problems you're having for a little bit when I'm talking, and you can hear about either things in my life or things in the news, and that's why that Malice Moron segment I have, you can kind of distract people from that everyday stress or something. I like to go on the radio. I like being able to wear normally what I want to wear. Normally here in a thong, but I decided not to do it because you guys are coming in.
That was
so,
nice of you.
Yeah. My man Kenny, I left at home today.
Appreciate it.
I did just for you.
But there are some stations that have what they call the studio cams, where you go online and you get to watch
That's dangerous.
the jocks, what they're doing.
That's dangerous. You can get caught picking your nose or something, or
Well, please.
I don't know. They
This-
sneeze in their
What
hands.
jockey ever did that on
The people sneeze in their hands and they touch you.
But see, this is good. This is a good big mic, so you can hide behind it if there's a camera.
Exactly. That's
right.
what we kind of do. We kind of hide behind the camera
That's
normally.
right.
So normally I get to,
hide
be
behind
comfortable
it.
clothing and be behind the mic. And it's kind of nice just to be able to connect with people on that one-on-one ways. That way, because you're kind of talking to that person driving in their car or sitting at home now or what they're doing. So I kind of like that format. And I think I'm kind of have that unique type personality. I mean, people love hearing about me not putting milk in my cereal, Ken. So people love hearing these type of things with my dog.
You keep on coming back to the food.
It's a big part of the show.
It's a good thing we don't have a supermarket or a restaurant sponsoring this.
Yeah, my
thing.
food bills are cheap.
What did I pay for? He doesn't eat anything.
The food bills
you
are
just want to
cheap.
eat your one-a-day vitamin. That's
Yeah,
all you
exactly.
want.
Some eggs.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
that's
Just
all you
basic
want.
stuff.
That's
Just
all
fill
you
me up so I can get on for the next couple hours or something. But yeah, it's nice to do it.
So you get. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but obviously you must have a good feeling when you get off the air. I mean, you've had fun for 4 hours.
Yeah, you feel like I look forward to going to work, and not many people can say, like, I actually look forward to coming here. If something happens in my life, I'm like, oh, I get to share that and let the people know about that and have their input about it later in the day. Normally these days you only hear negative feedback for you. Normally people don't come up and say, oh, you did a good job, but I hear that. Some people will say, wow, someone said to me the other day, the way you sign off the air, it makes my day. I laugh so hard every day by listening to that. And something like that goes a long way. And we do these events for First Fridays where we're outside, the first Friday of the month, we all get together. Or even when we're doing remotes, other places, people would say, thank you for your station. We love to listen to music. We love to listen to you in the morning. You make us laugh. And that's the greatest compliment there, because you don't know who's listening here at any time. So, you don't know anyone is or everyone is. So you kind of have to do a good job always. And hopefully people kind of like it. And it's nice to hear when people actually say, oh, you're doing a good job. We liked what you said there. That made us laugh, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of good feeling to get that way, to be a one-on-one. And plus, with radio, if people know me on the phone, I can hang up on them, Ken. So I kind of like that too, If I only could do that at parties.
You want to speak to Justin? Oh, I'm sorry, he's not here right now.
Yeah.
But I'll tell him you called.
Is that jerk Justin there? No, goodbye.
Do you do requests here?
Yeah, absolutely. Any request we could play.
I remember one station we were at, people would call and ask for whatever the song was, because obviously we're talking about songs from the 60s if I'm going to start talking about it. Beatles song, that's safe to say.
Okay.
And, you play a day in the life, sure, we'll get that on for you.
I used to call radio station request songs, and they go, "We'll try get it on for you." And I used to sit there with the tape cassette recorder, because kids these days don't know about that.
Never happened.
And I was ready to record that song, and they would never play it. I sat there for hours and
But yet,
hours and
you
hours.
wanted to be on the air.
And yet I want to be on the radio, I see these people are not taking my request, but yet I'm like, I'll take the request. So we do it. If it's in the system, we'll play whatever request anyone wants to hear. That's fine. We don't care about that. But yeah, I used to wait for hours, and they just lie to you all the time. Say, we'll try to get on for you, but
Radio announcers never lie. They just, it's the theater of the air.
yeah,
They're just
that's it.
they're good
Exactly.
actors.
You know how it is.
Acting is what it is. Justin Mallow, it's really been a pleasure to have you on our show here on location. Our first on location at Smash Hits WHGM.
Exactly. I'm honored.
107.5, 1330, and all the other frequencies in the world. You're all over the place. And you're on the, what is it when it's on?
Online.
Don't tell me. It's online at smashhits.fm.
Or Facebook, facebook.com.
Which you invented
Yes.
smashhits.fm.
Or facebook.com/smashhitswho. I'm honored to be here again. Thanks so
Justin,
much
thank
for
you.
having me
We'll
on
be
your
listening.
show.
Thank you for being with us.
Absolutely. Thank
Have a
you
good-
so much,
okay.
Ken. I'm honored. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.